Hey traders, welcome back to this week's outlook for the US dollar, Nasdaq, S&P 500, and Bitcoin. Let's start with the DXY on the monthly time frame. Overall, we've had positive news for the dollar recently, and we're still only halfway through the month. So there's room for more development. Price action shows clear strength, but it's currently being blocked by an inverse fair value gap. If you remember what I said last week, I still expect the dollar to break through this level and push higher into the premium side of the bearish FVG on the higher time frame. The market structure remains the same. Nothing has changed there. Now, on the weekly time frame, I remain bearish for now. Why? Because price closed inside the range of a bearish weekly fair value gap. In order for the dollar to go higher, I'd need to see a clear weekly close above that level. But right now, all we've got is a strong rejection. Just a big spike, or a wick, with no real body closing above. Moving to the daily time frame, look at how precise that rejection was. Price closed exactly at the 50% level of a daily FVG. I'm expecting a deeper pullback into a bullish order block. This is something I already mentioned last week. Yes, a pullback did happen, but personally, I expected a deeper mitigation. So my outlook stays the same. I'm still waiting for price to reach and react off that daily bullish order block. Now let's take a look at ES and what a beautiful sight it is on the monthly time frame. The recent rejection led to a strong momentum push, and honestly, there's not much more to say here. This chart looks bullish long-term, plain and simple. I want to ask you, what do you think? Drop a comment below. Will we see a new all-time high on ES before the end of the month? Moving to the weekly time frame, one of our key objectives has been fulfilled. We took out the buy-side liquidity BSL just as expected, and the prediction from last week played out really well. From here, I see two possible scenarios. One, we could continue straight up and reach a new all-time high, or two, we might get a deeper pullback into the weekly volume imbalance, VMB, before resuming the move towards $6,200. Now let's zoom into the daily time frame. The price action here is clean and gives us even more context. Like I said in the previous episode, the bullish algorithm is clearly active, and my plan is to keep looking for long setups. The only reason I could turn slightly bearish this week is the possibility of a short-term pullback to test that VIMB. But overall, the bias remains strongly bullish, even if that pullback does occur. Moving on to NQ, let's begin with the monthly time frame. And here's another question for you. Who do you think will reach a new all-time high first, ES or NQ? I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As for the chart itself, there's really not much to say. NQ looks unstoppable at this point. Now, switching to the weekly time frame, there is one thing currently holding price back: the bearish monthly fair value gap. Price is sitting right inside this level, and it'll be very interesting to see how the market opens on Monday. Personally, I don't expect much on Monday. I believe Tuesday will reveal the real direction for the rest of the week. What's really important is how next Friday's candle closes. Will it close above or below that weekly bearish FVG? Let's dig even deeper into the daily time frame. If you remember, I mentioned last week that after we took the weekly buy-side liquidity, I expected a slight pullback. That pullback didn't really happen, but the overall plan and prediction were spot on. We reached our objective. This week, we need to observe price very closely. We currently have a bearish FVG above and a bullish FVG below. The most realistic scenario, in my opinion, is that price may dip into that bullish daily FVG, find support, and then push higher, possibly even to the moon. If we do see price reach that zone, I'll personally look for potential long entries from there. Also, just so you know, I won't be trading on Monday. I'll wait for Tuesday's price action to confirm direction before taking any setups. And now we move on to the star of the week, Bitcoin. It held up very well, staying strong above key levels. Just look at the monthly time frame. It honestly feels like it's only a matter of when, not if, we hit a new all-time high. What do you think? Do you expect a new ATH on Bitcoin? I know altcoins are still kind of dead right now, but another ATH on Bitcoin could be the catalyst for that long-awaited alt season. There are many factors that need to align for that to happen. But that's a topic for another video. If you'd like me to dive into that or any other crypto project, just drop a comment and I'll include it in the next analysis. Now, looking at the weekly time frame, things get a bit more interesting here. What I don't like in the short term is that price dipped back inside last week's range. The weekly candle hasn't closed yet. I'm recording this on Saturday, but for bulls, we really want to see a strong close above. If that doesn't happen, we might revisit the first FVG below before pushing to ATH. The daily time frame adds even more context. Just look at the clean reaction from the bullish daily FVG. If you watched last week's episode, I was expecting a deeper pullback to the 50% of that FVG, planning a swing entry from there. Price missed my order by just 1%, so I didn't enter the trade. What about you? Did you take any trades on Bitcoin this week? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your setups. Long term, I remain bullish. If price does reach my zones, I'm ready to enter a swing position. But please don't copy my trades. This is not financial advice. What I really don't want to see is a close below that first bullish FVG, because then I'd expect a deeper correction, possibly down to around 90,000. If that happens, I'll update you with my new plan and levels. Let's go even deeper, down to the 4H time frame. Again, price came very close to triggering one of my swing orders. But the key is, stick to your plan. If you don't have a plan, you won't be profitable in the long run. Don't be afraid to miss a trend. There will always be more opportunities. Right now, price is consolidating, stuck inside a range. And that's actually a bullish sign because it shows institutional accumulation. BlackRock keeps buying, and that alone is a big clue that something major is coming. The most important thing? Patience. Personally, I expect a small drop to flush out longs so institutions can accumulate more, and then push price higher. My orders are still in place. Let's see what next week brings. That wraps it up for this week's analysis. Thanks so much for staying until the end. Let's see where we are next week. Maybe at a new ATH, or maybe even down at 90,000. How are you viewing the market right now? And if you'd like me to analyze any specific crypto project, just drop it below. Until then, stay safe, have a green week, and traders salute.